talking with Richard Van Dyke, who's constantly mistaken for me and therefore had to grow a Van... Is that technically a Van Dyke beard?
No, a
It's
Van
not,
Dyke is
that-
really just on the chin. I don't know
Yeah.
what this is, a desert rat beard, I guess.
Hey, who were the Merry Mutes, and do you dare talk about it, or have you hushed that part of your life up?
I have tried to. I broke into show business during a time when pantomiming to popular records was a very big thing in Los Angeles.
I know, it's so corny, and yet it was a big thing.
Oh, I had a partner who actually he had had an act before, and he put me into show business.
Yeah.
We drove out in his Chevy to Los Angeles from Danville, Illinois, and got a job. We auditioned and got a job, but he didn't try me out till we got there. Fortunately, I worked out. And we'd do Spike Jones' record, Red Eagle and the Natural Seven, and we developed quite a following around Los Angeles. Wherever we went, a group of people would come and see our act. And then we got to bigger and bigger nightclubs, played Las Vegas, and finally opened at the Blue Angel in New York. And those sophisticated people came in to see the act and stared at us. Literally just sat there and stared at us.
That's murder, isn't it?
I think it was the beginning of my drinking.
Yes, I've seen some people drop dead at the Blue Angel on stage. I have a theory that the Blue Angel was not all that sophisticated, that they in their way were a certain sort of hick themselves in the audience. But
well, strangely enough, we did well on Saturday night when the
Yeah.
other people from my hometown would come in, and see it. But during the week, I think they were the real New Yorkers, the kind who, work on Time magazine or something. The real sophisticates of the world.
Wow.
And I had a lot of funny hats and fell down a lot. And
you did Spike Jones records, the Cocktails for Two, and all the old...
all the old Spike Jones records, yeah.
Well, what's coming back to me is I see you sitting there. I remember you on the morning show. I think it was called The Morning Show, wasn't it? I was born during it, but I do remember it.
I died during it.
No, I do remember you on there. And,
1955.
Yeah. Can you tell about your first day?
Oh, well, you had to get up. I lived on Long Island, and I had to get up at 4 in the morning in order to be at the studios in Grand Central Station, upstairs, at 6. An hour of rehearsal, and then we were on the air 3 hours every day, 5 days a week. I interviewed people. Yeah. Very bad at it, but I did the news, the weather, everything. And my car wouldn't start that particular morning that I got this job. So I got on the Long Island Railroad, which I had never taken, and went through Manhattan. Right on through it, just stayed on the train, and ended up at the end of the line in Brooklyn.
Slight will to fail there, or something.
Something. And I showed up about 45 minutes. I finally took a cab, and Merv Griffin was the singer on the show at that time, and Merv was doing the show very well.
You mean they put him in for you?
Yes, he was part of the cast on the show. He was the singer. And he had been handling the show, and it did it so well, I'm lucky they didn't fire me right then.
What became of him?
He's still doing the same thing, as a matter of fact.
You see that guy in Grand Central doing the show? Yeah, that was, what years were those, back in...
55 to 56.
Yeah.
I got about 4 hours sleep a night for a solid year. I never recovered from that. Never recovered.
That's really like a bad dream, the idea of you have it, it's your first day on television and you can't find Manhattan Island.
Couldn't find it.
Can you thread a needle?
I used to have musicians who'd come in to be interviewed who had just left the nightclubs where they worked at that hour, be zonked. Yeah. And I would prop them in a chair and interview them and ask the questions and give the answers because they couldn't talk. Honestly.
It's amazing what people used to buy on television. Can you do one of the old Merry Mutes numbers for us if we put a Spike Jones record on?
You know how long ago that was? 27 years.
Yeah.
Which is how long I've been married. I started that and got married in the same year.
That's incredible. What was the thing you used to do that used to get me all? Oh, the imaginary dog. How long ago did you do that? Do you remember doing a thing with an imaginary dog?
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was. He died.
You had an imaginary dog on it. It was a really hilarious
piece of pantomime. Yeah, that was on the old Gary Moore daytime show. Yeah. Gary Moore paid for my groceries for several years there.
Do you want to do it for us, or should we imagine it?
You're going to have to imagine. I don't even remember it. I honestly don't remember it.
I won't. That's a dirty trick.
I don't remember it.
Yeah. Used to the imaginary dog.
An imaginary dog, yeah.
Hey, speaking of dogs, what's Mary Tyler Moore like?
Oh, boy.
I did that one time on the show before. Years ago, someone was on, and I said, it was Rhoda. was guesting
You
here.
ask her about Mary?
Valerie Harper, and I said, you know, everybody thinks Mary Tyler Moore's so nice, and yet we in the business know that she swears like a trooper and, you know, and spits on the other actors. And it was my heavy-handed attempt at humor. You should have
What did
seen the
Valerie
mail
do?
I got.
Oh, did they really jump
Oh,
all over
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I can imagine. You know what? The best thing about Mary Tyler Moore as a performer is that when people think of her, they just think of her as a beautiful, charming actress.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she's probably the most accomplished comedian in the business. But she is so good at it that you watch the show, you feel good and you laugh, but you don't think, well, she was really funny.
You don't think of it as comedy so much because it
No.
isn't so broad.
It isn't broad. She's
Yeah.
very, very good.
Yeah.
She's just great.
I've never met her. Now I probably never will.
You
'cause
never
now
met
that-
her?
No.
You probably never will.
Can you introduce me if,
Certainly, I'm still on good terms. That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. We have to take a pause, and we will be coming right back at you. Stay with us. That's the truth. I got the